providers remind all of us today that we can be trained to help in these situations through a program called Stop the Bleed. It encourages bystanders to learn how to help in a bleeding emergency before professional help arrives. As we saw in Dayton, when people are wounded and bleeding, seconds count.
Stop the bleed is so important because Stop the Bleed gives you an opportunity to render aid immediately, even though you're not a trained medical person. Putting on a tourniquet, putting on pressure could save someone's life.
Dr. Odell Owens of Interact for Health says when there was a mass shooting on the baseball field in Washington, D.C., it was what was taught in Stop the Bleed that helped save Congressional lives. As I found out when I took this Stop the Bleed training course at St. Elizabeth Healthcare, it trains you to simply identify a victim, pack a wound if possible, and then place a tourniquet appropriately to literally stop the bleed.
It's a way to put people in, empower them and put them in situations where they can save a life directly until bridging a gap until pre-hospital care can arrive.
Will Mueller, the assistant fire chief in Colerain Township, says his team trains those in our community how to stop the bleed. So one of the things to know about this is that it's pretty basic. It doesn't take longer than an hour to learn, and almost anyone can do it. And you think, well, we have a tragedy, it's a very teachable time?
Always. But the time to teach is every day. Not wait just for that tragedy. We need to start educating because it's going to take a while for things to sink in, for people to take these things seriously.
When you see something like Dayton, does it make your brain say we should have more people trained in these kind of things?
That was one of the first things that came to mind outside the tragedy itself, is if bystanders were empowered to be able to do something, if we put tools in their hand, education in their hands to be able to act quickly, then absolutely.
Boy, he's so right. The Colerain Township Fire and EMS team does offer classes. If you'd like to bring one to your workplace or learn more about them, you can call 513-245-5451 or visit local12.com.